and gentlemen, our next match here will feature two arm wrestling superstars and stars of the world of strength sport. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, welcome this man. He is a YouTube sensation with a massive reputation. Give a round of applause and welcome to the stage, Schoolboy!
Welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Schoolboy. You heard it. About 5 years ago, I'm in the airport in Washington, D.C. I'm about to board a plane. This young man has a viral video all across the internet. He is a 15, 14-year-old kid in the park in Central Park in New York City. That day, this internet influencer star was born. There is no doubt. As I'm getting on the plane, the guy looks at me and says, "Hey, I see your shirt says arm wrestling. Can you beat Schoolboy?" Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, when I look at Schoolboy, I'm not sure the answer to that.
And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, is also an internet star of the world of strength sport, making his debut here at East versus West 12. I'd like you to welcome Leonidas Acuna!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to adjust your screen. This guy is an absolute specimen. Take a look at what happens when arm wrestling evolves and there is actually an industry. The gentlemen from all the strength sports, they will come calling. Most of the time, there is not much to these guys. Leonidas is an exception. I have been told by Devin Larratt that not only is he here, but he is here to stay. What a fantastic matchup here. Two internet sensations that really are the real deal on the arm wrestling table. This is a great tribute to what the internet, what social media has done for the sport of arm wrestling. Leonidas looking like a freaking bodybuilder up here. And now we see the 15-year-old Schoolboy now, a 22-year-old grown-ass man. What an absolute perfect showdown for one of these guys to focus more on his Instagram account and the other to start the rise to become the East versus West, maybe champion of the world. It looks to me in the beginning of the setup, a strong hand has been brought by Leonidas today in Istanbul. Leonidas looking a little awkward at the start. Listen, this is not a seasoned arm wrestler. This is a strength athlete that has now chosen arm wrestling. And what an opportunity to get on the main stage here. And my goodness, who would have thought that that sort of explosive energy would come from such a baby-faced assassin? Schoolboy is no longer a boy, ladies and gentlemen. That was a super aggressive start, and from the looks of it, Schoolboy looks like this could be easy work for the young man. We'll see if Leonidas, we know that he has the proper coaching. We know that everyone on his side is urging, taking the fast pace on exactly how you can learn this sport, get to the top level as fast as you can. One of the things that he will be forced to learn is how to pull in that strap. I'm joined here. Giannis, it's already on, big guy. What do you think? What have you seen so far? What a fantastic thing for arm wrestling that now the industry is big enough to attract other strength athletes.
Yeah, but right now we have to focus on this fight, you see. Like a good guy who is doing like Leonidas, who is doing 130 kilo biceps curl. Can he hold someone like Alexander on his biceps? Because Alexander in a press conference says that it will be all about wrist and hand control.
And that wrist and hand control looked pretty good for Schoolboy at the start. Ever since I've seen this strap applied, it looks like Leonidas has a much better connection. Schoolboy not as confident as before. Now we'll see the setup. Watch for the hit. Leonidas.
What's the level?
I think it was a pin. However, the angle that Alexander wanted to take was not the angle that was taken. There was a lot of resistance there from Leonidas. I don't know if there'll be enough. I don't know if there's enough experience for Leonidas to make a few adjustments. A ton of aggression there. Schoolboy, I was saying earlier, 5 years ago, I'm walking on an airplane. They're asking me, hey, you ever heard of the guy Schoolboy? Can you beat him? I was super confident then. After seeing him at the press conference yesterday, I'm not sure if Schoolboy's not one of the best looking athletes here at the entire show. How tall, super proportional, so young, has the pedigree to be an outstanding super heavyweight athlete. As
You
the
have
years
to remember
become.
what he said in press conference. After this fight, you will not call me Schoolboy anymore. And that's possibly very true. And we have to understand, like Schoolboy, but he's world under 21 champion, super heavyweight in WAF. That's very serious level.
And when you enter the sport of arm wrestling pre-puberty and you really learn all the nuances and all the things that come with the sport of arm wrestling. I mean, this kid grew up in the sport. You've got to imagine that there's a ton of angles, there's a ton of situations that he's been exposed to that Leonidas will. What a great place to start, but definitely a lot of room to grow.
The general strength behind and the basement is crazy, and he needs just some specific angles, positions, and he could do much better in this sport. And still, this fight is not over. This fight is not over.
Leonidas has some angles. He has some places where not only can he compete, he looks a little stronger at times. You can see that Leonidas doesn't even know that he's losing right now. He's got a ton of endurance left, and if he can just get the connection that he needs, that he can take a big step in what I'm sure is a bright arm wrestling future.
And Alex was talking about hand control and wrist control, that is his winning point, and right now I think he's actually struggling with controlling wrist.
Each time the strap is immediately applied, Leonidas tightens that hand down, and you can see the frustration on the face of Schoolboy. Looking for that ref to help turn a little bit. Watch how aggressive Schoolboy's going to be. How successful can he be early? He's going to hit dramatically. He's going to adjust and then hit super dramatically and almost in a panic mode. If Leonidas can withstand those 3 hits, he's got a chance.
And one more thing, Alexander is not known for his great endurance. I don't know if Leonidas has ever had a so long arm fight, but I have seen Alexander gassing out before a few times, so maybe there is.
The nonverbal communication coming from Schoolboy does show that he's a little uncomfortable. We'll see if that massive hit. Oh, this is a problem, Giannis.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it's so amazing too. You see a first round win, and if you're not carefully looking, you see absolute dominance. But if you investigate further, you realize that when you win at arm wrestling, there's a price. You know how much of your gas tank was taken, and it appears that Leonidas has a little more in the gas tank than maybe Schoolboy thought.
No, it's different position. He's going for press. He's sacrificing his wrist and hand.
Three wins are required, Giannis. We've seen a first win on an outside move. Thought was pretty dominant, ended up having to make a few adjustments and then a couple panic hits, right? Then we saw a 100% stoppage from any hand and wrist control, aborting the mission. Now, growing up around arm wrestling for 15 years, we see an absolute picture-perfect tricep press, lost his hand control, and all of these things I can see. Leonidas just hasn't experienced these things. But there's an extreme amount of power, though, and there's 2 wins that not only were given to Schoolboy, but the damage that could be done on Schoolboy could be super significant in this round to follow. We'll see if there's just too much experience, too many active angles that he can employ, because Leonidas, he definitely feels he's strong enough.
If you sacrifice at wrist once and you lose at wrist once, it's very possible that you will not have it in the next round anymore. And Leonidas need to control more his back pressure, and maybe he should be a little bit more brave with going to side as well. Right now he's holding just on his huge bicep.
Be careful blowing your hand up here. If you're either one of these athletes, you pretty much, you want to take one more Hail Mary hit.
So it's elbow
foul in round 2 during that press. So my
So it's
goodness,
1-1.
what a difference a call makes. We were almost thinking that Leonidas was the favorite down 0-2. Now that we're about to see a 1-1, I can't believe Schoolboy has not been pinned yet.
He's thinking about getting inside with Leonidas.
And if there was an opportunity for that Hail Mary press at the end, now knowing you have to do that twice, gotta be a big hill to climb here for Schoolboy.
Elbow foul.
That is an aggressive attack, way more aggressive than I thought it was going to be, Giannis. And I think Leonidas still does not have a plan of action for any technique. He's going to pull the exact same way, whether you try to hook him, whether you're an outside trying to take
Seeing his
underneath that back.
strength-wise, he's up there. He can pull. He can fight probably with not only Alexander but many other top arm wrestlers in the world. Question is about understanding, about like what you can do on table. Can you do some adjustments or difference in your style? Right now he's pulling just in one style, one technique.
Yeah, and his best attribute right now is the effect that Schoolboy is having in competition. We can see from the nonverbal communication that Schoolboy is fighting a mental war as well. His gas tank is lowered. He doesn't have many options.
And Leonidas in much better position. Now he's at a little bit side. He should stay closer, not open up in angle. Stand up a little bit, add some side, add some press. He can press as well. Look at those triceps. He can press. I would say that's a big upset. That's a surprise for me. I would say most arm wrestling experts didn't thought it will go that way. Fight is not over yet, but it's very promising from Leonidas.
Not only promising, but you can't help when you see a strength athlete come from that community. If you're an arm wrestler, you almost are wishing that he cannot compete at this level. Wrestling, if we create, Giannis, in the industry, a way for these athletes to make the same money that they made in whatever other strength athletics they were in, lo and behold, there comes guys like this. This guy's special. Schoolboy is a talented human being this point in his life. If I am in Schoolboy's corner, I am more or less making sure that he knows with even more confidence. there is still a chance that Leonidas could hold on to this tricep press too long and end up with that pinky finger getting to that pin pad. Although Schoolboy did fight, he did fight even in that broke arm position, hand compromised. That was super impressive. Is that guy?
Straps. 5-6 months ago, when Leonidas was pulling with Larry Wheels in Dubai, and he won that fight, I would say, with style, with control, and I was surprised already how good Leonidas looked on tables then. But I have to say that this is even more impressive.
Yeah, it makes you think that even Larry was pretty strong that day. Now that you're watching, you're thinking maybe the level between Larry and Leonidas was equal, because this was supposed to be a step up for Leonidas. This was supposed to be a trap where you come into this world, we give you an internet guy, but he's not really an internet guy. He's an arm wrestler that's been
and
bred.
we're talking like Schoolboy, but you have to understand he's national champion, he's world champion.
And he got that name 7 years ago.
Schoolboys.
There's one more opportunity here. It's got to be an attacking fast, and then for Leonidas to drop too low, he may have. There you go. That experience.
He need to add some center. He need to add a little bit side press. If he will focus only on his biceps, his biceps is no question probably one of the strongest biceps in world, but you can't hold someone like Alexander just on your biceps.
And it's one of those things. If you grew up and you know all about the tiny nuances of arm wrestling, as soon as you feel the guy having no more hand and wrist control and you understand that this is his only defense, that's when you would stand up, take control of the center, lean forward, because you don't need that weight on your tricep and on your elbow anymore. That is only to stop and control from being top rolled. Once again, I don't know who's in Leonidas' corner. It's really hard. It's one of those things that you just take for granted because you grew up with arm wrestlers around you in competition for years and years. Leonidas needs to know that that press can be equalized by him fighting for that center pressure and leaning forward.
Exactly. There is no task anymore to attack Leonidas. Alexander's hand and wrist. No task is to attack Alexander's arm.
I'm going to give a bunch of fist grips and wait for this set grip. The set grip will allow me to not have the most amazing connection with this absolute beast. Once again, you see Leonidas still totally okay with laying back and putting pressure on that tricep. A little strange here, however, it shouldn't be. If you have only been arm wrestling for this brief time, little things like that you wouldn't even acknowledge.
Pull and learn. Pull and learn.
And now we're going to see. Because listen, here's the truth. The truth is that last match took something out of Schoolboy too. How much? We're not sure. That same position is going to happen. Leonidas has to be aggressive. He's not going to change the angle with his technique. We can already see that. So now he just has to be more aggressive, more ready for that initial surge. If he can stop it from going outside of his hand and going past 10 o'clock, I think he still has the power.
Exactly. Question is if you can stop it.
He's leaving the angle.
No, he did what we were talking about, adding some side, adding some...
No doubt, you almost got to the place where you would feel sorry. What a great place to start your professional career with the knowledge that you have and able to compete on that stage with that type of athlete. Absolutely impressive. Round one, we saw the panic outside. That was the last time that we would see Schoolboy with good hand and wrist positioning, and it kind of lost it there. Then we go to round two, and we see him abandon the hand and wrist position. Now there's a surge sideways, and you can see the inexperience of Leonidas right now looking to the sky thinking, man, I'm stronger than this guy. How come my hand keeps hitting the pad? Now we go into round 3, and the stoppage is on. Now the confidence comes apart. Leonidas not switching anything, just the gas tank of Schoolboy not able to maintain that position. Whenever the arm wrestling gets unorthodox, even the winner is getting gassed out. We've learned that. Now on to round 4, and out of nowhere, Schoolboy slips in the press again, and we come to the conclusion. Leonidas, although an absolute specimen, not 100% ready for the moment, and then out of nowhere, the side pressure is initiated, and the power of Schoolboy is decimated, and there it is.
1, 2, 1, 2, and one more up front. 1, 2.
Good job, guys. Good job. Good match. I hope people got entertained.